Welcome to Stoic Reflections. In a world full of noise, endless notifications, and constant demands on our attention, it's easy to feel scattered and overwhelmed. The ancient Stoics lived in a different time, but they faced their own storms. Political unrest, personal loss, and the uncertainty of each day. Their teachings have endured for centuries, because they speak to the human experience itself. In this video, we will walk together through the Stoic path to strengthen chaos, exploring ideas that can calm the mind, steady the heart, and help us respond to life with clarity instead of panic. Let's get started. Lesson 1. Chaos is inevitable. Life will test us, sometimes in small ways, sometimes with challenges that shake our very core. The Stoics never promised that the sea would be calm. Instead, they taught us to become skilled sailors. Marcus Aurelius faced war, plague, and betrayal from those closest to him. Yet he wrote daily reminders to stay steady. The lesson here is simple. Don't wait for the world to be perfect before you find peace. Accept that storms will come and focus instead on learning to navigate them. Lesson 2. Control the controllable. Epictetus said, "Some things are up to us, others are not." This is the heart of Stoic practice. We cannot control the weather, the economy, or other people's actions. But we can control our thoughts, choices, and reactions. Imagine two circles, one for what's within your control, and one for what isn't. Most of our frustration comes from standing in the wrong circle. The Stoic invites us to step back into the circle of our own power, where we can act with intention instead of being pulled around by events we can't change. Lesson 3. Acceptance is power. The word acceptance often sounds like weakness, but to the ancient Stoics, it was strength. To accept reality isn't to give up. It's to stop wasting energy fighting what is already here. Think of rain falling. You can curse the clouds, or you can take shelter and carry on with your day. Acceptance frees you to focus on what can still be shaped, instead of drowning in what cannot. The moment we stop resisting the unchangeable, we reclaim our mental clarity and emotional balance. Lesson 4. See obstacles as teachers. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every obstacle contains a hidden lesson or opportunity. Maybe it teaches patience, resilience, creativity, or humility. The Stoics believed that life is the training ground for virtue, and each challenge is a sparring partner that sharpens us. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead ask, "What is this here to teach me?" That shift in perspective turns frustration into fuel. Lesson 5. Examine your life daily. Seneca made it a habit each night to review his day. He would ask himself, "What did I do well? Where did I falter? How can I do better tomorrow?" These quiet moments of reflection are like polishing a mirror. Over time, they help us see ourselves more clearly. You don't need hours for this. Even 5 minutes before bed can be enough to note one strength, one weakness, and one thing you'll try to improve. Remember, the Stoic path isn't about perfection. It's about consistent progress. Lesson 6. Train for hardship. The Stoics practiced what they called voluntary discomfort. They would sometimes dress simply, eat plain food, or sleep on the floor. Not because they disliked comfort, but to prepare for life's uncertainties. When you've trained yourself to endure less, you fear loss less. You can try this by walking instead of driving, skipping a luxury you usually indulge in, or going a day without your phone. Each small act builds resilience so that, when hardship comes, it doesn't feel foreign. You've already experienced it before. Lesson 7. Virtue is the true good. The Stoics defined the good life, not by wealth, status, or pleasure, but by virtue, living with courage, justice, temperance, and wisdom. Everything else is temporary and outside of our control. A fortune can vanish, health can fade, and fame can turn into shame. But virtue is your own, and no one can take it from you. When you make virtue your goal, every situation becomes an opportunity to practice it, whether life treats you kindly or harshly. Lesson 8. Applying Stoicism today. You don't have to be a philosopher to live like a Stoic. You can practice Stoicism in traffic by choosing patience instead of anger, at work by focusing on effort instead of gossip, and in conflict by listening before reacting. The key is to pause, breathe, and choose your response instead of letting emotion choose for you. In doing so, you turn every moment, even the frustrating ones, into a training ground for strength and wisdom. Lesson 9. Your strength in chaos. Chaos will never disappear from the world, but it can disappear from your mind. The Stoics remind us that while we cannot control the storm, we can always control the captain at the helm, ourselves. Every moment you practice acceptance, focus on what you can control, and choose virtue over impulse, you grow stronger. You become the calm within the storm, a lighthouse for others who are still lost in the waves. And that is the true strength in chaos. Subscribe for more Stoic reflections. If you found peace in these words, subscribe and join our growing circle of modern Stoics. Together, we'll keep exploring ancient wisdom for today's challenges, finding calm in the chaos and strength in the storm.